Hi, and welcome to the S.J. Childs Show. I'm your host, S.J. Childs. S.J. Childs Show brings value to families through education, resources, and lots of laughs. You can find us on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all of your favorite podcast platforms. You can also find our special children's books at sjchilds.org. Thank you for all of those who have hosted me on your podcasts. Enjoy the show. Hi, and welcome to the S.J. Childs Show. I'm your host, S.J. Childs, and today I have a special guest. Her name is Myra Hall, and we are going to be talking about the Sensations Band. And hopefully I said that right. And I will let her introduce herself and tell you all about this exciting topic we have today. Hi, Myra.
Hey there. It's nice to meet you in this medium. I'm glad to be here today. Thank you so much for thinking to have me be a part of the S.J. Childs Show.
Thank
Thank you.
Tell us about, the Sensations Band. I mean, I went on and listened. They're amazing, but tell us how you got started and a little bit about them.
The Sensations show band was birthed really from a meeting that I had in 2019. Well, actually several meetings with an individual who used to be a vocalist for an old band called Sensations for Soul. And he just wanted to sing again. You know, all he did was wanted to get back on stage. And he kind of solicited me, for lack of a better word, for about a year and said, go put together a band. And so I did. I've been in banking. My regular day job is banking, so I knew how to build a business fairly quickly. So I put together the new Sensations show band, and that's how it birthed.
That's amazing. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and since then we have it's been a little challenging to get the quality talent that we have right now. All of my instrumentalists teach as well as play in our band. They're really very talented. And some of my vocalists have already had recording contracts. And we have right now 4 vocalists. I was hoping to do 5, but it's just not working out that way because I'm really picky about getting the talent that I want. Because there's 3 things that make up a good cover band or a good show. It is definitely I was put it down here so I wouldn't forget. It's definitely the capability or the talent that's involved in the show, and the chemistry. Of course, that's very important. You can't fake chemistry. No. Either the talent has chemistry and they work together and they're excited to be there, or they're not. And if even one person of that's off, then it's really hard for the show. And then, of course, the composition of the show. You know, the content of it. What is it that you're playing, and how is that affecting your audience? And we really strive hard to, in each song set list, to create this build up and then have it work so that if it doesn't matter if you're 7 or 107, that you just can't help it but to get on the dance floor or to sing along to. That we really try to market to are 50 to 60-year-olds and the 20 to 30-year-olds. So between that, we've got really good mashups and medleys that we, how can I say this? You know, do you know what a mashup or a medley is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So what we do is we work towards creating some content that is either new song lyrics over old medleys that, you know, people know, or to blend 2 songs together. It's super fun. I really enjoy it a lot.
No, I love music. I always have my entire life. I was a member of the choir. Still love to sing. In fact, I'll share you this that I really have never shared with anyone else but my husband. I think I feel the most perfect about myself when I'm singing. That is when feel like I'm like the best version of myself is when I'm in the middle of the best song, right?
Yeah.
I love that about music. It just, I want you to read that quote that you said to me a little bit ago.
Oh, sure.
Because it is so true.
You know, and I wish I could give credit to whoever wrote this or created this quote. I don't know where it came from, but I loved it myself. That's why I have kind of set it down and really reference it. But it says, music creates a chemical reaction in the brain that lasts forever. Music travels across time and connects us emotionally to different eras and places. And in all reality, it's really true. The song that you hear today, you're going to remember the first time you saw it, heard it. You're going to remember all the lyrics that are associated with it. It doesn't matter if you're hearing a song that you haven't heard in 10 years, you still can pick up the chorus and the lyrics to that because it changes the vibration of who we are. You know, it changes the core of us. And so it's wonderful. Music, and just like you said, it's something that really does capture and captivate us. It doesn't matter if you're in the car, in the shower, cleaning your house, with your kids, dancing around at a show, at a festival. You know, once you feel that energy, it's contagious. You know, it really does spread so quickly to the as far as the sound can reach is the spread of the vibration of it.
Yeah, that's certainly true. And I like what you said about, you know, when you hear a song that you just remember and things. And for me, I'm so nostalgic. For me, I love the feeling that I get. Oh, I remember that feeling. I was here, I was outside or whatever. I was with this group of people I loved. I was at this concert I loved. Oh, I could relive those feelings. I mean, I'm always making new feelings be special, but you know, it's like really living in that moment. Those things music captures those moments.
Oh, absolutely. And that's part of what the Sensations does too. We're a cover band. And so I describe us as having a soul funk disco dance feel. Because the Sensations, what we do is the song content, again, that you grew up with or that you remember and that you know the lyrics to, and then placing that old with the new kind of formula that we have in our mashups and medleys, you know, really connects parents and children. It's something that both of them know really well. There's one that we I might get in trouble for spilling this beans because I don't even think my cast knows about it yet, but there's a bit, I know, right? But
Heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's not something that you hear out that very many bands do right now. Because most bands kind of do a lot of, how should I say this? They do a lot of Justin Timberlake and, you know, they don't kind of cross over into that edge of real soul funk, but there's a really good one out that is Eminem over the Bee Gees.
Ooh,
it is so fun. And I know it's
my
like,
husband's gonna like that
this
one.
might be a job for me, and it's over the Staying Alive
nice.
soundtrack. It is so fun. You know, stuff like that really connects you know, different ages,
generations,
so that exactly.
I love that.
It's really fun.
And you know, you and I were talking about how music can not only be great for shows, for, you know, I'm sure you guys do a lot of events like weddings and things like that, but this is really great for just listening to in your living room, you know, just be together with your family, enjoy it as togetherness. Tell us more about kind of what events and shows you guys do.
We primarily do weddings and corporate events, but we also do festivals. And those are super fun for us because it gives us a chance to connect with the community. And like we're doing a few city celebrations in June that we have on the books. We're doing Springville Art City Days, which is June 12th. And I will tell you that Springville Art City Days has specifically requested that we do a lot of ABBA, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah, because you and I know all of our disco love.
yes, absolutely. I know all the ABBA songs. I could sing them all the lyrics, but I'm really excited to do this for Springville City. And I love doing different requests too. We do this one for Springville City on the 12th. And then on June 19th, we're doing Logan City, which is the Summerfest. And June 19th, I don't know if you know this or not, but is a Black Heritage Day.
Yes.
So June, we're going to do a lot of rhythm and blues, a lot of soul and my cast is, half of my cast is of color. And they really, really love doing this type of work where they can be so expressive and, soul and rhythm and blues really pull at your heartstrings, right? Mm-hmm. They really get into your energy and into your soul and emit such a feeling. I'm really looking forward to that as well. Yeah. Those are the first two that we have in June. And as soon as COVID is done, and we finish that all up, I think we'll have a lot of more, is that even word? I think we'll have a lot more city celebrations come on board and be able to do this not only within Utah, but regionally.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like you said, this for listeners that are out of state, this is in Utah. If you want to travel to Utah for these timeframes, I'll make sure all the information is linked down below. So you know the dates and the cities they're going to be playing in and the events coming up. Definitely think about booking them for your events, for your personal events. If you are a corporate event manager, call them for your corporate events, and definitely for Juneteenth that's what it's called, right? Yeah. And, celebrate that, because I'm all about celebrating heritage and culture and just inclusion in all areas.
Well, I want to take a little minute while we're on this subject to talk to you about another show that we have called the Motown Tribute Show.
Yes.
And the Motown Tribute Show has been a long-running production that I now produce, manage, and book. And what we're trying to do for this year, it hasn't been finalized yet, but we really want to. Are you familiar with what the genre of Motown is? It's like the the Temptations, the Supremes, the Four Tops, Jackie Wilson.
I was definitely born in the wrong decade. I think I could have been a really good blues singer.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I love that era as well. And that era, that came into existence probably around between 1962 and 1965. And Motown Records came about because artists of color were having a hard time at that time getting a recording deal or being signed to do recordings. And then it really took off, of course. That type of music is really contagious in itself. Mm-hmm. And so it's 1962, 1965 to roughly 1982, 1985, I think was the real height of Motown. I know that there are a lot of people right now that say, hey, Motown's still in existence. We still have artists today, blah, blah, blah. Yes, of course we do. But those foundation
like bands, the pioneers,
that really, really created it.
Yeah,
are just amazing. And I'm hoping that we can get the Motown show to team up with the St. George, what are they? The Seniors Games, because it is a perfect blend for the Senior Games. And to start working with the Senior Games is to be incorporated in their entertainment, because it's just their genre, it's their age bracket. They know it really well. And it's something that does resonate with, not only a generation, but a time, and was so substantial in the history of America.
Yeah. Wow. I love that you have so much education behind all of this, because it's one thing to go into a business and be a business owner and be passionate about it. It's another thing to be wise about it, to be educated about it, to be able to speak about it through not only maybe what you read on a book or on a website, but from the real truth about the matter. So thank you so much for bringing that for us today. I love that. Now, you guys, where are you based at? Are you in Salt Lake City or in Southern Oregon?
No, so we're in Salt Lake.
Great.
That's our home base. That's where we do all of our rehearsals, is somewhere in Salt Lake. We have a few different studios that we work with, and the Sensations has 8 core members, which we can go down to. We can go down literally, I hate to go down lower than 5. If we have to, we will, but 5 is the bare minimum, but 8 really sounds good, because then we can create the harmonies. We do a lot of earth, wind, and fire, and a lot of the newer song content has layering, vocal layering. And when you have 4 vocalists, we can achieve that vocal layering that truly emulates the artist without having to do tracks. I don't know if you know what tracks are, but tracks are when the song is being played in the background through an audio instead of just being live. We can do this just live. We don't have to have tracks.
Nice.
And there are a lot of bands that do tracks, and that's perfectly great. But with the type of music that we're doing, what happens and what we've noticed is that people, when they're on the dance floor or they're in it, with tracks, you're limited to a time constraint. Like the song is 3 minutes and 16 seconds.
It's over when it's over.
It's over. But when you're doing an actual true live performance, what happens is if the audience and the people are really into it, we can have the ability to extend that out, sing another chorus, play, do solos, do our drum solo or our sax solo, or, do solos like that. So we really like that. We have that down with the 4 vocalists. And then we have a horn section as well. So 8 bass people, and then a full horn section, which is just, especially for the genre of music that we're doing. And I'm so sorry with my nose. I apologize.
First day of spring, folks, allergies happen.
Yeah. With the type of music that we're doing, especially, like I'd mentioned, for Springville City to do ABBA, there are strong horns in that.
Yeah.
And horns really add to it. They just are like icing on the cake, right? So if we can get a stage that'll fit us, it's normally between 8 and 12 people roughly.
Now, are you finding local artists? Are they
Is
mostly
my talent locally?
Yeah. Are they from Utah? Most of them? That's amazing. And how does someone find out? Like, what if they're a super talented artist? How do they find out how to get a hold of you and kind of maybe make an arrangement with you?
Well, I was part of social media fairly early, so you can find me just on Myra Hall online anywhere. All of the website we have is Show Entertainment. Show Entertainment is spelled SHHO, showentertainment.com. I love that. And you can also contact me through, either email or text over. My phone number is 801-680-2239. Please, no spammers. Please don't spam me. But Myra Hall at iCloud.com as well.
Great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
While I'm saying this, I am looking for a male soprano voice. I would really like to add a really deep, bassy, like Barry White, a throaty voice to our ensemble. So if you're out there, come find me.
Yeah, definitely. Right. That's fantastic. No, and I love that you're available to do that. And, there's so many people that are out there that are so talented, not to mention so many people out there that are having events that need music. So please reach out, and the Sensations Show Band. And I will have all of those links in the descriptions down below, so you know where to find everyone. I'm really, really glad that we got to have this great discussion today. What a great topic to bring to families and for, educating and bringing resources, right? That's what we're all about here. Music is just incredible. It brings life to our homes to, the community. So yeah, I'm really thankful that you're doing this special service for the community.
I'd like to just touch a little bit on that some more if I could.
Please.
And we talked about this a little bit in our prelude, but one of the other things that's really dear and true to my heart is to be able to do some of our proceeds from our shows
Yes.
back into the communities. And how we're planning on doing that is to donate in various capacities to local junior high and high schools for their different arts programs. Because just like you had mentioned, having talent out in the community within Utah, Utah has a plethora of talent anyway. But to keep that momentum going is to, one of the things that I want to accomplish is to help our youth understand the value associated with learning an instrument or being any part musically inclined, or for that matter, any part of the arts, theater, drama, just to have that creative expression and to understand their own power and their own growth and how they can creatively express that through arts. That's a big deal for me. So what we're doing is at the end of each year, we're going to have a party. And I haven't decided how I want to handle this yet, because this show band really started last year during COVID. Isn't that super fun?
Interesting, yeah.
It was the perfect time to start a band because you can totally get booked like nobody's business. So, but within that, with every hardship comes opportunity.
Yeah.
And when we started to get booked last year and things shut down by the end of March, 1st of April, it really gave us some time to define our preferences.
Yes.
How do we really want this to work? What are we hoping to accomplish long term? Because the Sensations isn't just here for a year or 5 years or 10 years. We really want to make an impact besides just being at one of our shows into the next generation of musicians. And so we're going to have a party at the end of the year where we can give these donations out, be it again, musical instruments, any type of material that the arts could possibly use into local junior highs and high schools so that we can keep going with this talent.
That's such a great, amazing service that you're going to provide. Yeah. What a great goal. Absolutely. Yeah. Because giving back to those schools and really supporting those young artists, like you said, I'm all about supporting the youth and empowering them. Not to mention, when a child gains confidence through music,
yes,
it can really, really boost their self-esteem, their, problem solvings. All of these types of things come through our confidence and our self-love that we give ourselves and teach our children. So, model those behaviors, show them that music is important. Well,
it's such a creative outlet. Once you have some of the core elements down to any musical instrument, frustrations that are so prevalent in today's world, for our youth, it gives them a chance to process it and release it back into the universe, if you will. And instead of holding it in and creating more problems, right?
Yeah.
So I just really feel like that's something that I would have liked to seen it handled within the school districts already, but because I feel like that it hasn't got the attention it deserves, and even though I can only make just a small impact, I really want to do that type of work and to at least be some small impact for the betterment of our communities.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that you are an amazing humanitarian and you're doing just a wonderful service, and the music is fantastic. I listened before, and yeah, it's like, it's incredible. You couldn't even tell that there wasn't a track, like you said. Like I couldn't have told that. So it was amazing. Please go and find the Sensation Show Band, go and find Myra Hall and learn more about how we can support them, how they can support the community through us supporting them. What's a better symbiotic relationship than that?
Yeah, it's so true. I'm actually also working on a nonprofit organization right now so that we can just take regular contributions and that people can get a 501c3 receipt back, so that those monies, that they will know those monies are literally going to the ground forces of our communities. I'm really excited. That part of our missions statement or mission goal isn't complete yet, but it's in the works. And even if somebody wants to make a contribution right now, and it's not for booking the band, you need to rest assured that 100% of that contribution dollar is going to go into the end result of the donations back into the local schools and communities at the end of the year. So I would gladly accept any company, individual who wants to be a part of that. You'll of course be recognized as making that contribution or helping to build the totality of the funds and the distribution that we'll be doing at the end of the year.
Yeah, I love that. I'm so glad that we talked about that, because that is definitely something that our community can start supporting and really make this thing a whole. And it sounds like I was kind of in my head joking that you've gone through the worst of it all, starting out in COVID. There's nowhere else but up.
Right. I know, there really isn't.
Yeah.
It did another thing too. COVID did another thing, which was allowed us to be really selective in the type of talent that we brought into the Sensations. All of my instrumentalists teach. Our keyboardist, which by far, if I'll just say this, I know your son's learning piano, correct?
Yes.
But our keyboardist they're the hardest talent to find. Yeah. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but they're horns all day, drums all day, guitars all day. Keyboardists are very, very difficult to find, but we found an amazing keyboardist.
Love it.
Who actually teaches at the School of Rock. His name is Monty Dillon, and he is, I can say to him, Monty, I'm thinking this, blah, 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 blah. And he is so incredibly talented. He can just put it together. He'll be like, Myra, don't say that because it takes time, yada, yada, yada. But he's very, very good at what he does and understands, like, I need horns here if I don't have them in studio, and he can create that into the keyboard and to build that up. And it's really been wonderful to see the evolution of building the cast come together too. Like,
I bet.
Pierre, our drummer, Pierre Menefield, he's been a drummer for eons of time. He was in San Diego for a long time. He played in New Orleans for a long time. Our lead guitarist, Sam Golightly, is phenomenal. I think you probably saw him on some of the clips.
Yeah.
He teaches at Booth Brothers Music in Spanish Fork. He comes from an incredibly talented family. All of his family sings or has a musical instrument. And then Dave Hollenbach, he is our bass guitarist, which he does a lot of work with the Hell Center Theater. He's just an amazingly talented individual as well. And then our vocalists, which you could hear from the rehearsal tapes, they kill it.
Yeah,
they really do.
100%.
A great job.
Yeah, they did. They do. Yeah. I'm excited to hear more, and just maybe
I'm excited to have you. You're going to have to come out to our 2 shows. I really
would love to.
For sure tickets to come and see them because seeing them live is just, you will just die once you see them live. You won't be on your butt, I can tell you that. You'll be up dancing.
Oh, and my family loves to dance. My 9-year-old is constantly upping her dance moves, of course, as you can imagine. And, you know, like I told you about my son that's 11 with autism. Music is his life. When he was 5 years old, he has a photographic memory. I think I might have mentioned that to you, but when he was 5 years old, we had Xfinity, Comcast, and, you know, they have those music choice channels. And we had it down in our living room. And every day he was down there sitting in front of the TV, listening to classic rock. And this kid would go to, he was in preschool, even, and not even kindergarten, preschool. He would go to preschool, and his teacher was just a classic rock fanatic. So she loved this because he'd be drawing the Beatles albums and writing 1972, whatever, you know. And it's just the way that music helps you express yourself. Fantastic.
You know, I will say this, all genres of music have an element that resonates, just like you had mentioned earlier, with specific frequencies that bring out certain vibrations into your being. Different genres of music have that ability as well. And I'm just going to tell my age right now. I graduated in 1987. Classic rock and me are like thick as thieves, you know, like the 80s were super, super fun for the beginning of hair metal, right? Yeah. So it's so one. And then classical music to where we are today, and the different, you know, part of one of my other favorite genres of music is the early rap. I love the early rap music. So it's super fun. It's really wonderful.
You and I could have a good night out, Myra. I think so.
I'll take you up on that anytime.
No doubt about it. After this dang COVID thing, right? Restrictions get lifted. Hopefully everything will be, you know, turning over a new leaf for you guys, so you can have much more, you know, things going on. But it sounds like you guys do a lot of outdoor shows. So that's probably a really great thing as far as being more accessible to you guys to have a little bit more, you know, success in that area.
Even last year, the Motown show was at the Sarah Outdoor Theater because we could be outdoors, and the rules at that particular time were 25% to capacity. And so, you know, the Sarah does it so smart. I mean, they're a really on it program, and they did all of the social distancing and the seats and everything. And because it was outdoors, we could still put on an amazing show. And one more thing about the Motown show, just to give you a little glimpse, like all of our cast is like, we literally have 5 Temptations, 5 male artists that do the Temptations, and they dress just like the Temptations did, and they have the synchronized moves that the Temptations do. I don't know, did you see the Grammys this year?
I did.
Did you watch any of the Grammys? Well, Bruno Mars did a new song out that had a strong Temptations feel. We're going to add this one to the song set list as well. The next one that we're doing, and it's called "Leave the Door Open." But in that, they had all of the old kind of tuxedo suits with the wider collars.
Yes.
And they did all of the synchronized moves. I was just like, yes, what a tribute to the foundation again, you know, of what Motown was. And it, you know, I think that people really like to see that. It's real easy to get a vocalist on stage and just sing out a tune, or to have the song just vocally expressed. But when you can also synchronize it with steps and stage attire, and really create the ambience of what it was in its originality, it's a fine-tuned experience at that
Yeah.
point.
Kind of just like that quote, takes you right back in time, takes you right back to
Yep.
that era. You feel, just like part of that era.
Mm-hmm.
I love how music does that.
Yeah.
It has been such an incredible conversation with you today, Myra.
Thank you.
Really appreciate and just honor your time and your availability to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
I'm going to be keeping in touch. We will not lose this connection. And and we'll definitely be following up with you. Maybe if some shows are coming up and you want to let me know, I can go ahead and like do a little promo for you on, on our show. We'd love to do that. So just let us know.
I am so thankful that you gave me this opportunity as well. I've really enjoyed our visit, and I look forward to our continued relationship. And that for all the viewers out there, if you can't find us, just go to the Sensations Show Band on Facebook for sure, or showentertainment.com, SHHO entertainment.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Myra.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Kind of guy that keeps you warm at night when you are cold. I'll grab some blankets from my bed, wrap them around your chest, now pull you close. We'll flip some channels to find out there's nothing on right now to ease your mind. Sit back, relax, there is no rush, no need to speed things up. All we have is time to think about the future, forget about the past. Time to figure out a way to make this moment last, to make this moment last, to make this moment last. The kind of love that we've been dreaming of when we sleep at night. We'll get a little house to live in, have a couple kids, and we'll sleep tight. Cause baby, all we really need are just a couple things to stay alive, and everything else in between. Just trust my heart, you'll see. We're slowly coming. Time to think about the future, forget about the past. Time to figure out a way to make this moment last, to make this moment last, to make this moment last. Sunsets, I won't let you forget that I need you. Spring comes as spring goes, forever you will know that I love you. Sunrises, sunsets, I won't let you forget that I need you. Spring comes as spring goes, forever you will know that I love you.